Hi, welcome to another edition of Education Matters on our Parent Connection page. My name is Ray Pinney. I'll be your host for this. Today we'll be discussing the role of the school board member in labor relations. With me is Patrick Duncan, who is the manager of NJSBA's Labor Relations Department. Welcome, Patrick.
Thanks, Ray.
Patrick, I know when a lot of people run for the board or when they vote for their school board member, they look at the school board member as a representative of the community. They sometimes have kids in the district, but they don't look at them as representing management. But that is an important role.
Yeah, one of their main functions is to represent management, and 70% of a typical school budget, maybe 75%, is covered by the collective negotiations agreement. And so board members there's a committee of the board that actually has to negotiate with the association over the terms and conditions of employment in addition to salaries and benefits, right? So that's one of the main functions of the board.
So you talked about the terms and conditions. There's a proposal out there now from the governor and other sources that they want a longer school day, longer school year. But currently, if a district wanted to do that, that's something that they have to negotiate with the union, right? Teachers union.
Right. So the board in the local association has an agreement about how much time the teaching staff will work during the day. And let's say that the school day was 7 hours and 10 minutes. The board just can't unilaterally decide that the school day is going to be 7 hours and 30 minutes. They actually have to negotiate with the association about how that's going to happen and get consensus with the association to do that. And lots of boards have done that over the past few years. If you look at collective bargaining agreements that cover this school year, about 30% of districts have negotiated provisions that improve the work time from the perspective of management, whether that's extending the work day or adding an additional instructional day to the school calendar.
And one other thing I was thinking of is that, particularly in the larger districts, not just the teachers have a bargaining unit, sometimes there's multiple bargaining units in a school district.
Well, that's true. About 2/3 of school districts, there's just kind of one big collective negotiations unit. But in all those other ones, you could have secretaries and custodial staff and teaching aides and bus drivers all being in one big collective negotiations unit. Most school employees are in some sort of collective bargaining agreement.
So if a school board member, well, not unilaterally, but if a collective school board wants to make some change, most of the time, they're probably going to have to look at their contracts.
Yeah, most school contracts are of 3 years duration, so you're kind of stuck with those work conditions. You can negotiate in the middle of the contract, but it's more difficult. But at the expiration of that 3-year agreement, you're going to go into negotiations with the union, and you would put a proposal on the table saying we want to extend the workday by let's just say 10 or 15 minutes per day. But in order to achieve that, at the end of the day, you need to get the agreement of the association to do that. And so, the union might be amenable to doing that, but they may want something in return. Maybe they want a higher raise or, an additional personal day or what have you. But at the end of the day, in order to change that contract provision, you're going to get the agreement of the association in order to do that.
Well, Pat, I'd like to thank you for joining me on Education Matters and on our Parent Connection page. I hope you found that useful about the board's role in negotiations and labor relations. Thank you.